Hey guys, what is up? It's Biff, and it's been a while since we put some videos out, but today we are kicking off a series of improvements on this 2005 Nissan Titan LE Crew Cab. We've got some things that need to get done to it because it is getting old and tired and it just needs an update. So if you don't want to miss out on what we do to this truck so that you can see what you need to be doing to yours, please reach down, like and subscribe, click the bell so you get your notifications. And with that, let's get down to work on this truck. One of the things I was doing when I was looking at replacing the exhaust on this truck is I wanted to make sure I had something that's high quality stainless steel, get the aggressive sound above factory that I want, but not too aggressive, and also definitely needing higher quality than the Chinese parts that I've gotten to replace the tailpipe in the past. I did look at manifolds all the way through the cats and back to the tips, but that's a very expensive option. So what I'm looking at here really is just a cat back system for now. And then we'll probably end up putting some new exhaust manifold gaskets on there to freshen that up, maybe clean those up. And we'll see what we need to do with the cats later. But for now, cat back system. So I looked at this Hooker Blackheart system, and this one is actually a direct replacement for my application, which makes it really good. It fits all King Cab and Crew Cab trucks for the 04 to 15 V8 5.6 liter Nissan Titan. So that's good. It's a little pricey, but the part that I don't necessarily like about it is right here, aggressive to moderate sound. So I instead looked at the potential of this Flowmaster from Holley, American Thunder catback exhaust system. It's not on the aggressive to moderate, it's just in the moderate. So it's definitely going to be more than factory, but not so, hopefully not so aggressive that I get just unbearable drone and everything else when I'm driving it around. Not that I do a lot of driving in this on the highway, but every now and then I do. This one's definitely cheaper. The problem this has is that for the 05 to 15 Titan, it is not for the crew cab. All wheelbases except crew cab or long bed. So because of that, I did a little extra research here, and I took the two figures from these two websites, and the tech drawing and the figure, and I moved everything around here so I could kind of see what we are looking at as being feasible. And this one is the Hooker Blackheart system with the picture, and the one with the architectural looking drawing is the Flowmaster American Thunder. And I had to do some guessing. The pictures are, I mean, these are complex shapes and you don't know how they're rotated when they took the photos of them. So I moved some stuff around and tried to make it match as much as I could. You got to ignore this piece right here. That's just a piece of the picture that holds over. But for the majority of the exhaust, it looks like they fit up pretty similarly all the way up to the muffler. The difference between the one that is made for it, which looks like it has a longer reach, makes sense, probably has a longer wheelbase because of that that crew cab, is mine looks like it comes up a little bit shorter. So more than likely what I'm going to have to do is a little bit of modification to this, maybe fab in some more stainless steel to extend these pipes here to give me the reach I need to get here. Even though the shapes look like they're off, I have to assume that the shapes are pretty similar as far as reaching where those pipes would be. But we'll find out more as we get in there. So that's kind of the research I did. I went out on a limb, got the cheaper system, the Flowmaster, because it has the sound I want, and the plan is just to modify it and make it fit this application so that the end result is I get what I want on a system that doesn't offer a whole lot because of its age. Take a look what we got here. This is, as I said, the Flowmaster American Thunder system for the 04 to 15 Nissan Titan. It is part number 17406 from Holley. And there's just a bunch of pieces hanging around in here. I do have a hole through the box, but it looks like all the pieces, parts that I need should still be here, because I do have my tips right here, hardware bag right here, the muffler, and then the rest of this just all the pipe right there. So here's our connection points, right? Nice and rusty. We're gonna have to get these broke loose. And man, there's some old stuff on here and some crusty old hangers, but just looking at that pipe and the hanger, which I'll bring in here in a minute, it looks like it would come in from this side. Pretty equivalent. We will see. It doesn't look like I'm gonna have to add any length on it, which is surprising, but I will take that. So let's get it under here and give it a test fit. Oh, this pipe is so much nicer and bigger. Okay, man, and that is exactly right. If you can see that, these flanges are right where they want to be, and this hanger is going to go right into that right here from the back. So I don't know why that is saying that that doesn't work for a crew cab, because it looks right to me. Let's see what happens back here by this muffler. Okay, so again, if I'm holding the front up there about where it looks like it goes, this is how much pipe right here it looks like that I'm missing. So I'm going to check out the next pieces and see if it looks like that would work as well. We know that this is going to have to be about right here. So my guess is that's the piece that I'm going to have to modify. Quite interesting that they wouldn't offer an option to get this for a crew cab if it's truly that simple. So if we assume that this muffler ends up in the same spot, there's the hanger, and here's where this would go. That one's a pretty easy straight shot. It's a little aft of where this muffler is, so maybe that muffler is forward enough and long enough that we don't even need that extra pipe. This is crazy. I'm gonna hang that. There we go. Already got that in hung. Hell, it's practically installed. This guy will go here. This guy will also go up and over. We'll just shove him in there for now. And then this guy would come up here like this, onto that, and then get this guy something like this and something like this. These pipes are ending, you can see how far up the old muffler they're ending. We saw that this front pipe came back and ended about right in here, about a foot or so from this. And then we have our muffler. But you can see that one there is longer, maybe hard to tell from there. We'll hold it up in here in a second. And with these being forward and this ending up there somewhere, I'm kind of thinking that it's going to fit perfect, but we'll see. This pipe here has the hanger welded to it. You can see on the bottom, and it comes up in here. That's going to be the one that holds the back of the muffler off of this hanger. So that's where we'll get our support. The muffler has no hanger. This pipe does the same thing. I've just got it jammed up above it right now, but we got the two exits here that, and you can see why we need to replace this. But we have the two exits here. These will both come up and over the differential and then drop back down. That one has a hanger there that it goes to. This guy will cross over here, and we'll have another hanger over here that we got to tend to. Right now it's just resting on the leaf spring, and then our little extensions, and then our exhaust tips that we'll get looking real nice. Suspension is one of the next things we're going to do on this too. Look at that. Oof, suspension and bushings. Let's get that muffler in here and see where it sets compared to these pipes. My goodness, I think this is going to be exact. In fact, now that we know how it goes, I'm going to take it out and set it up on the ground, and we're going to do a mock assembly and measure it tip to tip. Now all we got to do is check it and see if this length matches what's in the truck. Flange is popped straight forward and right back to that tip, 142 inches, 20 to 21 inches on there, and 68 here. And that is exactly 21 inches, so that looks good. 68 exactly. Wow. Puts that tip hanging out of there. It looks like about 2 inches under the bumper. I think we will be all set, and that's amazing. And that's just all loosely put together. We haven't even slid everything in tightly and bolted it down. So let's go ahead and get this thing removed and start putting the other one in. There are only 4 bolts that I need to take off of this, 2 on each side of the pipes that come off of the left and right bank cats, and everything else is just hangers. I have soaked them with WD-40, let them set, and now I am going to just go straight to applying the heat. This thing is not going to come off without the assistance of a torch and some heat to help break up that rust. And so that's what I'm gonna do, is just go ahead and find the right socket sizes I need, get my big heavy duty ratchet underneath there, and then start to apply some heat to it and get those babies off of here. That's much better. There's one. That guy's gonna be a bitch. Let's go try these guys. All right, 3 out of 4. The last one is this bad boy over here that doesn't want to take a socket. So the other thing I could consider is breaking loose the entire stud, which goes through, by heating up the back side of it and then trying to turn the front. I might be turning the nut. And there we go. With the application of some heat, it was actually pretty easy, and that's what you do. Now we'll get up in here with a hammer and a pry bar and try to pull these things apart. And now we're gonna shift gears to the hanger. Okay, that one's turning at least. Well, all right. Tried to go back the other way and that one snapped off. Come on, don't break. Don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. Oh, we twisted that one off too. Son of a gun, I was so close. So I think we're gonna cut this off so that we can get the exhaust off, and then we'll worry about these mounts. Go. Hey, and they broke loose. Look at this. Got the old one out. So now we just gotta fix those mounts, get some bolts for the flanges, some gaskets, and we should be ready to start putting it in. But because I did my homework on this little guy, it allowed me to clean out these threads with a tap, with the drill and a tap, and essentially end up with the same threaded hole that I started with. 17/64 bit. And then our trusty 8 by 1.25 tap. All right, so now we're getting ready to install this, and I want to protect some of this bare metal, so I've removed any of the residue and rust from these flanges. I'm going to spray them with some white lithium grease. This WD-40 brand says that it's good up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that that's probably a little bit light, but a lot of the other different types of greases and coatings didn't give a temperature indication up even to 300. They didn't list it at all. So I figured this is better than nothing. Get it in there, sandwich the parts together, and hopefully prevent a little bit of that rust from reoccurring. But there's plenty of rust to go around under here. We just don't want it happening to our new exhaust. So these are the same thread
bolts, but I do have a little bit of looseness in those threads because of not being perfectly centered when I drilled them out. So just to make sure I'm good here, I'm going to put on some blue Loctite in here. They do thread in, but I want to make sure they're going to stay there. All right, hanger is back in place. So now we are ready to hang this forward pipe and bolt it on to the flange. So let's see what we got here. All right, first pipe's on. Now let's go ahead, get our clamp slid on here. We're going to grease it up as well. Got the big Mac Daddy right here, and we got to start by putting on our big Mac Daddy clamp on here. That looks good. It's right below the heat shield, so that's cool. Clamp is on. So now let's get this guy in here because he'll attach to the hanger and help us support the back end of this. And we are supported. So everything's loose, obviously, and I'm going to take either a rubber mallet or a dead blow to tap this stuff in to make sure it's seated before I'm done, but we're looking pretty good here. As far as these two hangers, you can see that despite them saying that this was not for a crew cab, it's the perfect setup. And we knew that because we measured these, but now in practice, we're seeing it to be true. So let's get this started. We will put, just because we can, we'll put a washer there. We will slide this through that hole. There it is. And then we'll use this plate to keep it from falling through the hole on the back side. Let's get this guy over here, and then a washer, and then a lock washer, and then the nut. Here is the rest of our hanger. So now let's bring this pipe in. And we're on there. There we go. Just put these tips on here, and these, not the tips, but the last transition piece, and everything lines up nice. So now what I'm going to do is get the mallet and go ahead and drive everything forward so we can start tightening stuff up. Everything is looking good with the exception of these cool Flowmaster tips, which are not tightening up over the tailpipe exit. This bolt is actually bending upward at the end, and it's not pinching this closed all the way. So I got some stronger grade 8 bolts, and I am going to go ahead and swap this out, put these on here, and see if I can just really put the beans to them and see if I can get this to tighten down and actually stay on the tailpipe. That thread is completely stretched and foobar. If I have one critique for Flowmaster, it's the quality of the bolts they used here. This guy has, you can tell it is stripped right there and bent, so when it hits those embossments on the ends of the flange, it just pulls these things off the threads and you can't get the torque on them you need to crimp that down. So some good grade 8 bolts to replace those will get you past that little issue. And the other thing that Flowmaster could have done a little bit better with their kit is the clamps that go on all positions, especially those 1/2-inch bolt drive clamps. Same kind of thing on those. As we tightened them down, if you really started to get the compression on them, you could feel, I think I stripped a couple of those threads out with the 1/4-inch impact gun. So they really could have gone with a higher grade metal on those clamps
something to consider if you're doing one of these, if you want to upgrade to better clamps. I got these set to about 2 fingers below on both sides, because that way if I get some flex, it's not hitting the bumper. And then I'm just recessing it slightly in right here. And I want to see just a little bit of the tip right here like this. Make them even, maybe a touch more. There you go. So that was a matter of Flowmaster sending some shitty bolts with this, because that baby's on there now. I like it. So we'll make sure it didn't move, but that felt good. And you can see right here, it is pinched completely down now, so that did the trick. I'm gonna take a rag and wipe all the extra grease off too, because we know it's gonna be smoking a little bit when I fire this up. Everything else on this entire system completely works for a Nissan Titan 2005 crew cab. And I'm telling you what, I thought I was gonna have to modify this to save a couple $100 from the Hooker Blackheart system that is made for this. And I didn't have to do any modification. It was super simple. It bolted on from factory straight on there. I now have duals out the back. And hey, let's go fire this thing up and see how it sounds now. I'm excited to finally hear my new Flowmaster exhaust. Here is that same thing in the cab. Not too bad. Seems nice and quiet in here. I think it will work out just great, man. This Flowmaster exhaust is going to do the trick for the Titan, and who knows, maybe we'll go for another 175,000 miles. Maybe after we do some more things to it. And to see that, you're gonna have to keep watching, because there's more coming for this truck in the near future. We'll be doing some more mods and fixing her back up to some of her original glory, and just make it a lot of fun for the years to come, to keep doing what we do with trucks when we're homeowners, and that's just haul everything around. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you're looking for an exhaust system for your Nissan Titan crew cab, you don't overlook the Flowmaster American Thunder with the moderate sound, only because the Hooker Blackheart says that it's available for a crew cab, and then you end up getting a moderate to aggressive sound that might be a little more than you're looking for, especially when it comes to highway drone. It went on flawlessly. A lot of fun, easy job, do it yourself. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and come back if you want to see some more content on this Titan and other exciting cars. We'll catch you again real soon. Take care.